Hi guys, Rena, Malik, urologist and pelvic surgeon. Welcome back to my channel. If you were here last week, you checked out the first part of this reaction to Grey's Anatomy. Make sure that if you haven't checked it out, check it out before you watch this one, because we're watching the second part of the episode where a gentleman gets an inflatable penile prosthesis for erectile dysfunction. And remember, it is November, Bladder Health Month. Make sure you check me out on Instagram, where I'll be putting out lots of educational content about urology for November Bladder Health Month, including a bunch of Instagram lives. Let's go.
So before intercourse, he squeezes the pump in his scrotum, and
And his age doesn't make it high risk?
oh well, I mean, there's always risk involved, but this is the most technologically advanced solution to his problem.
That's not false. So absolutely, this is the most technologically advanced treatment for erectile dysfunction in a surgical way. There are different types of pumps. So that one that he showed you is a 3-piece pump, which I showed you on the video last time. There are also 2-piece pumps. So there are pumps that have the same 2 cylinders and just a pump at the bottom. The benefit of that is that you have less pumps in order to get the device inflated. With a 3-piece pump, sometimes it can take 10 or 15 pumps to really get the device fully inflated. Also, there's no reservoir that goes in the lower part of the abdomen. So if you've had surgery in your belly before for other reasons, then sometimes it's safer to get a 2-piece pump. Also, there is a downside. Because there's no reservoir, sometimes it doesn't get as deflated as the 3-piece pump does. And so sometimes that can leave you with a partial erection, which people sometimes don't like. The last option is called a semi-rigid penile prosthesis, and what that is just 2 cylinders that go into the erectile tissue, and those are either bent downwards or bent upwards. You are always semi-rigid. That's why it's called a semi-rigid prosthesis, and there is no pump, there is no reservoir, and so some people just prefer the ease of it, so you just bend it down or bend it up when you want to use it.
What's high risk? Does someone have a risky high-tech surgery?
Christina, I don't think you want to.
I think this would be a real challenge for Dr. Yang.
Do you think she can handle it?
Oh, I can handle it.
I don't think she could handle it.
No, I can handle it.
Pre-ops in 2083.
Thank you, Dr. Sloan.
Okay, so there is so much wrong there. Number one, it's weird that a plastic surgeon or Dr. Sloan is doing this operation. This is typically done by a urologist. And I know that they later on in episodes find a urologist and have a urologist on the show pretty regularly, but a plastic surgeon wouldn't be doing this operation. Number two, when you have residents, and I have residents as well, typically the assignments for your team or whoever you're working with are decided well in advance, and you have specific residents that are working with you typically for a certain amount of time. So that could be for the whole month, that could be for the week, that could be for several months. But typically you know who's going to be operating with you, and you don't just decide on the day of surgery that you want to do this case and you go meet the patient. So this is not real life. Of course, a general surgery resident wouldn't be doing an inflatable penile prosthesis. This would be a urology resident doing it, and they'd probably have some interest and desire to scrub into the case and be a part of it and know about it. But let's see how she reacts when she finds out what it is.
Okay, Mr. Waller. I'm Dr. Yang. I'll be taking over your pre-operative care this evening for your penile implant surgery. You getting a penile implant?
Yes, ma'am. That fella, he was just gonna shave me.
Terrific.
Well, I would say she handled it pretty professionally. She should have acted like she knew that he was getting a penile implant. It's a little bit unprofessional to show up and not know what surgery you're going to be assisting on or being a part of. Also, typically we do shave people before the implant surgery, but we do it when they're asleep, so they don't have to do it in the pre-op area. It's kind of a sensitive area, obviously, and it's a bit awkward to do that on somebody awake.
All right, let's see what we got here. Dr. Yang, the senior resident, should test the apparatus. I'll understand if you want to pass.
No, I don't pass, Dr. Sloan. This might be a joke to all of you, but I do my job. Squeezing the scrotum.
Nice.
Awesome.
So yeah, we do test the device in the operating room to make sure it works and make sure that the cylinders sit appropriately in the erectile tissue. It is not a joke. We do not make fun of the device or the patient or any of that stuff in the operating room. This is serious. This is someone's life and this is their choice to have this procedure, and we take patient care very, very seriously. So while they made a joke of it on national television, that's not how we treat things in the operating room.
How'd it go, Doc?
I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Well, Dr. Sloan, I'd like you to meet my Marion.
Oh.
Hello, sweetheart.
So super happy that everything went great for him. Typically, you don't see your surgeon right after you wake up because you're not really all with it. So typically you don't see your surgeon right away after surgery. Typically it'll be several hours later or even the next day. But either way, I think it's great that he did well, and it's so sweet that his son brought his girlfriend or item of interest to the hospital to see him. So I think everything went wonderfully. And I'm so happy to see that. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, especially if you made it to the end of this video. You are awesome. And always remember to take care of yourself because you're worth it.